Hello everyone, this is Mark Rodrum from TurboQuale Development Network, and if you remember in the last tutorial I didn't have time to show you the return function, the void, properly. So I'm going to do a quick tutorial now, basically dedicated to it, as I think you guys should know how to do it before we get into variables and if statement and stuff like that. So first, inside your parentheses you created in your last tutorial, in the main to tell it where to start the application, you want to write void, and this basically tells the compiler and the application that there is gonna be an argument, and this argument is gonna be if it gets to a specific line of code, it's gonna know that the application successfully compiled all the code basically, and there were no errors whatsoever. So I'm going to start by creating some basic text so we know that our application is compiling correctly. I'm going to do a cout function, and I'm going to write hello everyone who is watching this, and then I'm going to do my insertion operators, and I'm basically going to end the line. I'm not sure about you, but I prefer to use the endl function when I'm making a whole line of text go to a new line. Otherwise I would use the shortcut, the backslash n. And now I'm going to do a system pause so we can actually see our application, which we learned in the last tutorial. And now we have to tell it, now we have to basically write out the code, the line of code that tells the compiler that when it gets to this line of code, then it knows that everything compiled correctly and there are no errors. So we're gonna write return 0 and then a semicolon, and that is it, literally. You just have to put the void inside this parentheses when you int main or start the program, and just write return 0 at the end of the code. That is it. So if we if we compile and run, this might be why my application wasn't debugging earlier. I doubt it, but let's just see anyway. No, that wasn't why. But if I open up my application, hello everyone who is watching this, and then we got that smiley face added, and then press any key to continue from the system pause command function, whatever you guys like to call it these days. But if I'm right, it is called a function. So our application did compile correctly because number 1, it opened up, and number 2, it saved and compiled it before we'd opened it up. You don't have to include the return 0 and the void argument. However, it can be useful sometimes for checking for specific errors or whatever. Not that C++ wouldn't notify you about errors anyway, because if there are errors, they won't compile correctly or won't compile at all. So that was it for this tutorial. It was just a basic quick tutorial. That was it. Hope you guys like this tutorial. I'm trying my best to make the best tutorials on C++ and other languages, and in the next tutorial I'll surprise you. So yeah, see you then.